Things that football players own are way too expensive. Football is one of the sports with the highest average salaries, and each week, the players take home hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some players will do whatever it takes to get what they want, no matter how much it costs. Let's look at some of the players who have bought things that are way too expensive. Number 1. Antoine Griezmann. When you talk about spending millions of dollars on silly things, you can't ignore Antoine Griezmann, can you? I mean, come on. In 2019, this guy just signed a contract for $145 million. He couldn't just be an ordinary soccer player in Kappa, could he? This person really wanted something that was one of a kind, so he went out and spent $500,000 on it. His Ferrari. This work of art had a bezel with 56 brilliant cut diamonds and 36 baguette-cut rainbow sapphires. But hey, for $400,000, Antoine could at least show off a watch. Antoine grabbed a Rolex Rainbow Daytona, which is one of the coolest and rarest watches in the world. Number 2. Mario Balotelli. Mario signed a deal with Manchester City worth $31 million. Which is way too much money for a player with his bad behavior. Mario has joined Manchester City, so he had to cash out. With the money he got, Mario went all out and bought a Maserati for $180,000 and a Bentley Continental GT for $250,000. The problem wasn't with the cars themselves, it was with the prices. What he did with them is what's important. Mario used to follow the rules. He drove the speed limit and parked in the right places. But the millions of dollars he made over time slowly turned him into a monster. When he went to restaurants in his Bentley or Maserati, Balotelli wouldn't be polite and park where he was supposed to. Instead, he would just drive up and park wherever he wanted. People keep saying that his fines added up to $500,000. And since Mario didn't learn anything from this, we kept saying it. Because of this, 27 times his cars were taken away from him. After a while, he got tired of having to pick up his car after every meal. Mario figured out that the problem was with the car, so he gave it to his teammates and friends. Number 3. Neymar Jr. Neymar was a child who had to grow up in the worst possible conditions. His family was so poor that they had to live in a house with no food and no electricity. When Neymar played soccer in the streets every day, kids in the area would make fun of him and tease him. As if that wasn't hard enough already, people would make fun of Neymar's hand-me-down clothes and his bad teeth, which his family couldn't afford to get cleaned professionally. But Neymar didn't let it bother him. It did nothing but make him want to get out, not just for himself, but for his family as well. So he gave up everything that was important to him and spent the rest of his life becoming one of the best soccer players his country had ever seen. In 2009, Neymar started getting deals worth $100 million. He went from living in a poor neighborhood in Sao Paulo to living in a mansion in Rio. Neymar spent $14 million on the following this year. This Mercedes-Benz helicopter has room for 10 people, and it wouldn't be Neymar's if his logo wasn't on the tail of the plane. Besides that, he had the whole inside made to look like Batman, his favorite comic book character. Number 4. Jerome Boateng. In 2019, Jerome Boateng decided that his Bentleys and Mercedes weren't getting him enough attention. So he wanted to spend his money on something else to get people's attention. He knew who would be the best person for the job. He took out his phone and called his jeweler friend Gabriel. He told Gabriel that Jerome had gone out and bought some of the coldest jewels he had ever seen. A one-of-a-kind Audemars Piguet watch that cost $100,000 and has a diamond bezel and 30 carats of stones. There are 3 Cuban link chains, and all of them have VVS diamonds all over them. Number 5. David Beckham. One time, a company wanted to market their hair cream as something for people who were athletic, slim, and smart. And they thought that David Beckham would be the best person for this job. But there was one catch. He had to get a very specific haircut that would cost him $6,000. To be honest, it doesn't look like there's anything my barber can't do for $30. Beckham thought about this a lot and gave it a lot of thought. Even though it was more than just hair to him, it was a big part of who he was. His wife saw the deal that Brill Cream offered and made him do it, even though it was more to him than just hair. In the end, it really paid off. because Beckham signed a deal with a company worth $6 million over 4 years. So, the one-time investment of $6,000 was worth it. Number 6. Cristiano Ronaldo. Sweet! Ronaldo not only pushes the limits of his body, but also the limits of technology. This is one of the reasons why he is thought of to be one of the best soccer players ever. Ronaldo went out and bought a mouth guard that was supposed to help him play better, even though no other player had ever used one before. Ronaldo has been seen recently wearing a mouth guard that helps him keep his balance while also making his muscles stronger and more stable. This mouthpiece makes his jaw line up perfectly with the rest of his head and chest. It also seems to help his energy flow evenly through his whole body. Back in 2010, Ronaldo started rocking with this $130,000 piece, and ever since then, his game has been on a whole different level. Just look at this. You can't argue with the idea that this might be giving him superpowers now, even though it cost him $130,000. Now, these were some expensive things owned by footballers. Let's talk in general about some stupid expensive things in the world now, shall we? It's going to be interesting, so stay tuned. The first one is a $14,400 tea bag. It seems like tea is one of those cheap drinks that almost everyone can buy. Tea has been around for a long time, and people all over the world like to drink it. If you really like tea and have a lot of money, you could buy a diamond-covered tea bag for $14,000. This tea bag was made to celebrate 75 years of Brooke Bond's PG Tips. Even though the handmade tea bag has 280 diamonds on it, it can still be used to make tea and has real tea leaves inside. This seems a little silly since brewing the tea will definitely dull the shine of the diamonds on the bags outside. Imagine paying $14,450 for a gold Lego block. Yeah, you heard me right, that's the second thing on this list. One Lego brick by itself isn't very useful, because you need a lot of them to make something cool. Someone had the great idea to make a single gold Lego piece and sell it for $14,450. The gold Lego is the same size and shape as the regular Lego, which is 2 inches by 4 inches. But it's made of 25.65 grams of 14-karat gold. The problem with this Lego piece is that it looks more like an art piece than a toy. Think about how much it would cost to buy the whole set and how easy it would be to scratch them if you put them together. Then the third thing we're going to talk about are these $15,000 worth of diamond contact lenses. Those of us who have trouble seeing know that the cost of glasses or contacts can quickly add up. If you think that's bad, try wearing a $15,000 set of diamond contact lenses. These contacts have 18 diamonds on them, and they hurt your eyes if you wear them for too long. If you wore these, you would probably scratch your eyes, which could hurt them badly and make your vision worse than it was before. Unlike some of the other things on this list, these wouldn't make very good art. And last but not least is a cricket ball for $68,500. A normal cricket ball doesn't cost that much, but a customized cricket ball cost $68,500 to make in 2007. It looks like a small disco ball and has 5,728 diamonds all over it. This special cricket ball was made by Gintanjali Gems Limited. It was given to the best players at the 2007 Cricket World Cup. The problem with this ball is that you wouldn't want to hit it around, which makes it useless except as a unique piece of art. Those lucky players who got these balls better not lose them, because it would be hard and expensive to get more. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.